Good morning. I hope you all are having an awesome morning. I just wanted to come on this morning and speak about. I had a dream, and sometimes I have a dream and there'd be a message in it, right? So, what I wanted to talk to you guys this morning about is um, I had a dream, and in the dream, I was in this big, beautiful house. Like, it wasn't like a house of like any new money, how the houses look. This was old money. House was like, oh my goodness, it had a big front yard, it had a big backyard. The driveway had like these trees I could see. The road, the road, it was so huge that the road to get to the steps to the house was like, like the sidewalk is swirled and it came up to the steps. It was very designs in the front, the hedges, the way the front yard was very landscaped, very beautiful. And it wasn't like regular picnic tables. They wasn't even picnic tables. You would call them like stones, like the seating was like stones with like marbles on it. And it was some people over, and my children and my husband was out front eating, and I was walking down this big stone staircase from the front of the house on the coming down the steps. And I remember coming down the steps, and I remember the neighbor lived far. It wasn't no next to us, but it was far away. But I remember him driving past. He was this older white guy in a Corvette, and he looked over because he seen us. He had old money, so he looked at us like wondering, like, how did they end up moving? Like, I could hear his thoughts, like, wow, they was able to move in the neighborhood. And so it was like, he had looked over a white guy. It was old money, and the neighborhood was old money. Just anybody couldn't get in this neighborhood. But let me tell you something that happened. So I'm walking, and I'm up, and I can feel the breeze of the trees. I'm under the shade because it's a lot of trees on the property. And when I'm walking, and I see him ride past that long road, and he was just looking over, like, he was cool with it, but he was like wondering, you know, basically, we must know somebody, or how do we get in? Because just because you got money, certain places you can't get in. It goes beyond money. I remember having a huge favor that in the dream that this lady wanted to take me to go buy me some clothes. And she was like, I want to take you to buy you some clothes. Now I have to buy the clothes between 3 and 7. And what happens is these group of women, and they have connection with stores, right? And so I found favor with her. But not only her, another one called me up like, I need to take you shopping for clothes. Get anything, just throw it. Could be clothes, whatever's in the store, you can have it for free. And I'm like, both of them was saying that. I'm like, God. So I was walking by myself. I got phone calls like they want to take me shopping, get whatever you want. And I had a brand new car. They had cars. It was like, we're coming to pick you up. And I'm like walking through the under the breeze of trees, seeing the distance of the children, and I said, God, I have two choices. Why is they all coming at me at twice? Why couldn't she come at me another day and the other one come at me another day? He said, that's how I operate. You have two choices. I give you not only do you get blessings, but blessings too. Like, I'm like, wow. And he was talking to me, this sweet, soft voice, like, when you blessed, you like, if you don't have a choice, that's not me. Like, you just stuck, that's not me. I give you two big blessings. Like, because I was like, why it gotta be today? Why can't I have one that day and one day so I can have both of them? And the women were adamant about telling me that This is the day that, they have certain days, the opportunities to go in and shop wherever they want. So they had shopped so much to where they started pouring over their blessings, started blessing other people. You understand? Blessing to the overflow. So they started blessing other people because they had got blessed so much that it became boring for them to get blessed, but they were so happy to see others being blessed by the blessings that they had. That's overflow. And that's what they were so, they wanted to see my reaction of buying new things, because they like, man, it wasn't about money. It was like, we don't need your money. We want to see your thankfulness. They didn't want, you get that? I was like, what? They said, listen, whatever you want to put on it. They just wanted to see me say, thank you, happy and all like that. I'm like, so I was in a place where it wasn't about, they just wanted to bless me to see my facial reaction. Like, what? And so God was like, that's the way I operate. I was like, God, okay, God, you is awesome. So then that was going on, and then we were in this big, big, big bus, and we were going on this big field trip, and my children had on all these new clothes and everything. And one was talking, and this one woman said, I don't know why we got on the subject, but she said something about being faithful, talking about a man. And I said, let me tell you this. If a man cheats on you, then he never was yours. Do you understand me? If he cheat on you, he never was yours from the get-go. So I was like, listen, if you have a man and he cheated on you, he never was yours. So what, you don't have to get stressed out about it. You'd be like, okay, he never was mine because he cheated on me. A real person who really loves you stays loyal to you. So that's what I told her, and everybody got quiet. I was like, so if he cheated, he never was yours. A true being loyal, and that's the same thing with God. If you really a child of God, you will always remain loyal to him. Now, if you go and do it all, you never was his in the first place. Remember, he gives us choices, and it's like we were all before the foundations of the earth. We were everything. Who's his is his. It's like you will remain loyal. You may drift off, but your loyalty will remain to him. You know who your God is. You may do stuff, but you be like, you'll feel sorry about it because that's your father. So the loyalty remains who your real father is. Now, sometimes we take it and we be like, God to give us visions, like use the husband and wife, stuff like that. And it's like loyalty. Now you put it to what God would say. Loyalty to him. It's like you could be loyal to him and be like, I'm just dedicated. This is what I do. This is, you can't sway me. You can't sway me because I know whose child I am. And I know who will take care of me. And oh my goodness, 2 blessings. That's the way he operated. It made me go to the Bible about when Noah was in. You remember Noah? He when God told him to take 2 of animals, 2. I was like, he made me think of that. He was like, I operate in 2. As far as he told him to get 2 of the animals, and then taking a man and a woman to create, and then you have the creation, which would be the baby, so he gives us a choice. That's why he always gives, you never stuck. If you ever be stuck, you're actually that's almost like a slave. You have no choice. You have a will. So the wheel, it keeps turning and turning and turning. You have a will to be negative. And if you keep being negative, you go negative and go boom and hit the ground. But if you remain positive, you go up. You ain't got, when you going upward, stuff drop off of you, Going downward, you're heavy. heavy burden, heavy labor. So that's all I just wanted to bless you with. And you be blessed and you have an awesome day. And I'm just so grateful and thankful and grateful that God can deal with me in dreams. He'll deal with you in dreams for real. He'll come to you where you at. That's what it is. And the prayer I pray for my children is, God, you draw them near. Because God knows all the seasons. I could be trying to draw them near and mess it up. I say, God, you draw. Let your will be done. Because anything that's not in your will is not good. And it's almost like it's witchcraft. So I say, God, let your will be done in your life. Because you're greater.